Hey guys, the Jinna here, and today I'm doing a review of Next Space Rebels. Now, I want to get into this review by highlighting the positives of the game, because there is some serious fun to be had with this game. The layout of the controls, the interface of the game, it's all very, very well done, and it's very easy to use. It's also so easy to build a rocket. You can launch it far off into the sky, and just how simple the process is here compared to other games like Kerbal Space Program, etc., is astonishing. Also, the bastardized creations it allows you to make and chuck up into the atmosphere is a lot of fun. It really allows you to go mad with your imagination and just see if it works. Put in a baby doll as the center of your rocket, sticking a petrol tank engine on it to keep the fuel, and blasting nothing into the atmosphere will never not be fun. I also really like the kind of Google Street View it uses and then imposes on your rocket into the picture. It adds that low quality grain effect over it all as well, so it seems like you recorded it on your phone and uploaded it straight to YouTube in the early 2000s. It's very cool and very well done. Overall, then, the presentation and the deliverance of the story, the UI and the gameplay, has been well handled, and the game deserves a huge amount of recognition for getting these fundamentals of the game spot on. So the negatives, well, that would be everything else that isn't mentioned above. The audio, in fairness, is pretty poor. The storylines, mission structures, overall settings of the game, it just falls flat. So you start the game making rockets for a hobby, and then you upload them to StarTube, the game's version of YouTube. You then chase the dream of being monetized and famed so you can build bigger and better rockets, which is okay, I get. I get the story. But then there's multiple different groups that start reaching out to you with challenges for them. So you get the scrappies who want you to make them out of metal recycled parts, but then you get the environmentalists want to make you some wooden only rockets, and you think the game's going to make you choose, but in effect you can just do the missions for both, and there seems to be no repercussions for most of the options that you make. It makes no real detriment to the story in the end. Then there's the YouTube centric people who reach out. There's a lot of videos to watch, some of them quite well produced, in fairness. They get a bit tedious after a while, and the story starts going on to about these rogue rocketeers trying to put democracy into space. And then you have people email you constantly, and you have to choose what you want to reply. But the reply that you choose never quite matches what you choose, like in most games. And they seem to be the response of a sassy 12-year-old girl, and it really breaks immersion because from some of the discussions and the friends that you have in these emails, it's clearly you're a lot older than what the typing suggests. There's warnings about maybe not taking too many toys and interacting with children too much. And then when you reply to people, you're acting like, as I said, a sassy 12-year-old girl. It's very bizarre. And the UI, whilst I mentioned earlier, was easy to use, which it is, it would regularly crash. This means that screens were left open or my cursor would disappear. I couldn't see what I was interacting with. I couldn't get to the screen I needed to get to. I'd have to force close the game and start again. Now, if this was once or twice, I'd understand, but this became a regular occurrence. Now, luckily, although I had to restart and sometimes I lost progress, I really lost much progress. The system does, in that regard, have quite a good autosave feature. Lastly, my big issue with the game then was, as much fun as it is at the start, and it really is fun, quickly I got bored of the missions. I hit a point where I had only one available, and it was for a storyline I really didn't care about, and a type of machine I didn't enjoy building. And this is where the game lost me, because no matter how much I changed the design on this one, the physics when you're in the real world suddenly becomes clear that when you're building rockets, it's fine. When you're trying to build something to fall over and you've built something that should fall and it keeps standing upright, it's something off. And then you're trying to figure out how to do it the way the game wants you to do it rather than the rest of the game, where is just have fun, complete it how you want, figure it out. It got really annoying and really boring at that point. And uh, until then, some of the missions were really fun. And I think that's one of the things. Some of the people you interact with and some of the missions are fun. 60 to 70% are just not. The fact that the creation mode is locked behind you completing the campaign is really annoying as well. I would love to have just gone mad, and I think that would have helped with the fatigue of the game if I could occasionally quit back. build the most crazy things my mind could think up of, fire them off into space, and then jump back to the campaign. That's not an option here, and I hate it when games lock creative mode away behind completion of the main game. It's just treat it as an additional mode, not a reward for doing what you want, because some people may want to play this game just to see what they can create up and fire off. They may not want to do the campaign, and when the UI is crashing as often as it is, some of the storylines are as tedious or unimaginative as these, it would have been a good option to have just to see what my mind can come up with and fire off into the atmosphere. So overall, then, it is actually fun to be found in this game. Like I said, the first few hours especially were very enjoyable, and a lot of the storylines I did connect with initially. I know people who have finished this game and completed multiple playthroughs. That wasn't the case for me. So yeah, it's on Game Pass. Definitely worth a try. This wouldn't be one of my high recommends or a game I recommend going out of your way for. It's definitely worth just chucking on, giving it a blast when you've got a bit of spare time. It doesn't take long to complete missions, or if you're looking for something new to try. But overall, yeah, I'm not absorbed into this game, and it's not one I would go out of my way to play again. And that's my review, guys. Thank you for watching. Feel free to check out more content on the channel. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you next time.